Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Gameplay World here. I recently played Sekiro for the first time, and after finishing it, I was wondering if you can beat all bosses in Sekiro without combat arts or prosthetic tools, besides the grappling hook. And if yes, how hard is it for a new player like me? That's what we're gonna find out in this video. It starts with the first boss, leader Shigenori Yamauchi. He is the tutorial boss, so not a big challenge. All you have to do is some parries. And runs until he's done. General Naomori Kawarada is the first boss. He uses red attacks, which I jump whenever he does it. Other than that, he is pretty basic. Some parries and R1 spam works great against him, even cancelled some of his moves. With Chained Ogre, I start off by hitting him as long as he's still chained up. This way I can get a good amount of damage in before the fight even starts. He has some nasty grab attacks, which do a lot of damage, so I avoid them by jumping. He is pretty slow, so I can hit him multiple times between most of his attacks. With enough R1 spam, he sometimes gets staggered for a few seconds, which makes the Chained Ogre a great boss for R1 spam gameplay. General Tenzin Yamauchi is a slightly stronger version than the previous general boss. Just as before, R1 spam works great against him. He has some slow moves which you can punish with great posture damage. Avoiding his red attacks and some well-timed parries later, he falls. Gyobo Oniwa is the first main story boss fight. He rides on a horse, which makes him quite agile, and has a spear with decent range. His moveset is quite basic though, and if you can stick to him, R1 spam works well, as sometimes it stuns him for a few seconds, if you hit him often enough, just like the Chained Ogre before. When he rides away from you, a grappling hook icon appears, and you can use it to close the distance and stun him as well. A parry here and there with enough R1s is the end for Mr. Oniwa. After clearing the area around Shinobi Hunter Engine of Mission, I take him on. He is a spearman with a lot of thrust red attacks. The best way to deal with it is to parry or try to cancel them with R1s. His posture bar is quite low, so after I manage to parry some of his thrusts, he goes down fairly easy. With the help of Nogami, I clear the ads and fight Josu the Drunkard. He is big and slow, but hits like a truck. Sadly, R1 spam doesn't cancel anything, he just tanks it away, so you have to jump, parry and dodge his attacks. Takes a little bit of time as he is quite the tanky boy, but in the end I managed to beat him. The second main story boss fight, Lady Butterfly, is next, and she is fast and agile. Thankfully, R1 spam works absolutely fantastic against her, as it can cancel a lot of her attacks and midi stagger her often. She has a red grab attack which does a lot of damage, so I avoid it if possible. She has an enhanced second phase with upgraded attacks and moves. After some time she creates illusions who fight for her, and normally there is an item I could use to counter it, but I tried it before and it didn't work well, so my big brain strategy is to run around the room with unlimited stamina until they disappear. After some awesome R1 spam gameplay, I cut her down. Blazing Bull is next, and he's super annoying to deal with. He runs around the room like a maniac and charges you, which does a lot of damage if it connects. I try to stick as close as possible to him, while R1ing his face and trying to parry his attacks. If you hit him enough times, he sometimes gets staggered, so R1 spam works pretty good for him. Just his constant running away from you is annoying. Lone Shadow Longswordsman starts off with a death blow from the top, which makes the fight a lot easier. The room is pretty small, so in this fight the camera is often the harder boss. He has some pretty strong combos, which can kill you very fast if you're not careful. R1 spam works decent against him. It can cancel some attacks, and if he parries you, his next attack is very easy to parry, so you can continue to R1 him until he is down. General Kuranosuke Matsumoto is surrounded by gunmen, which you have to deal first. I started to run away from the boss and focus his gunmen first. Afterwards, here is another general boss fight. R1 spam works okayish against him. Some attacks get cancelled, but most of your R1s he blocks, and you have to parry his attacks. He also has a grab attack, as I learned. A good mix of R1 spam and parries gets the job done. Seven Ashina spears, Chikibu Toshikatsu Yamauchi, can be deathblowed before the fight even starts. He has a very long spear and hits like a truck. Pretty hard boss this early on. R1 spam works good against him, as his parry counter can be very slow, so you can hit him a few times before you need to parry him. With some lucky parries, I got him down. Ashina Elite Shinsuke Sase is a one-move boss fight. The good part is, if you parry it, his posture bar gets filled super quick. The bad part is, if he hits you with it, it does a lot of damage. Sadly, R1 spam does not work at all against him, as his double slash move has hyper armor, so you need to parry him in order to win. Genichiro Ashina is the next big story boss fight. He has 2 phases and 3 health bars in total, but you can fill his posture bar quick with some well-timed parries. R1 spam works great against him, as it can cancel some moves and also can mini stagger him. He has a few red attacks you have to look out for. His parry counter is often very easy to parry, so you can get a lot of damage in if you manage to do so. He has a very fair moveset and is one of the best boss fights in Sekiro for the R1 spam gameplay. Armored Warrior is one of the gimmick boss fights in Sekiro. Instead of killing him with a death blow directly, you have to make him fall to his death. R1 spam doesn't really work, as he's tanky and you can't cancel anything from him, but with enough hits he sometimes gets mini staggered for a second. You have to react to what he is doing and parry him if possible. He is surprisingly fast for his size. Folding Screen Monkeys is the next main story boss fight, but also a gimmick fight. You have to kill all 4 monkeys in order to win. But as this is more of a puzzle than a fight, R1 spam is not needed here. Just kill the 4 monkeys and win. Long Arm Centipede Sen-Un can be deathblowed after you cleared his boss room of some ads. I used the sugar here for more attack power, because his run back and clearing the room again is annoying. He combos you like 10 times, which you have to parry, and jump his red swipe. R1 spam doesn't work, as he attacks way too fast, so parry him is the only option. Snake Eyes Shirafuji is one of the 2 Snake Eyes bosses. R1 spam is very good against her, as she gets mini staggered and cancelled all the time. She has a red grab attack, which you should jump or dodge, as it does a lot of damage. Add him some parries and she is down. Long Arm Centipede Giraffe is the second long arm boss. He is exactly the same as the previous one, you just can't deathblow him before the fight. So parry him, jump his red swipe, and R1 him whenever you can until he is done. Guardian Ape is the next big story boss fight. R1 spam works well against him, as some moves are slow, which you can punish, and with enough hits he gets staggered. I always try to stick to him as close as possible, so he doesn't use his poop throw move. Dodge or jump his red grab attacks, and the first phase should be done. In his second phase he adds a AoE Terror Scream attack, which can one-shot you if you fully tank it, so I always run away from it. It's telegraphed well enough to see when he uses it. Parry his attacks whenever possible and he should go down. Snake Eye Shirahagi is the second Snake Eyes boss. You can deathblow her before the fight starts, and she has the exact same moveset as the other Snake Eyes boss. Jump her red grab attack and I one spam her until she is down. Tokujiro the Glutton gets protected by 4 monkeys. Get rid of them first and then fight him. He is the same fight as Jozu the Drunkard from Hirada Estate, he just has more health and damage, but the same moveset. So a one spam doesn't cancel anything, and in order to beat him, dodge or jump his red attacks and parry as much as possible, because his damage is crazy high. Mist Noble is the next gimmick boss. He doesn't do anything, just spam R1 until he is dead. Orin of the Water is the first fight in which you need to use a special item to really damage and fight her. She is pretty tough as she is fast and does high damage. R1 spam doesn't work that well against her, because she likes to become ghostly and all of your attacks just miss her. It's more important to parry as much as possible to defeat her. Corrupted Monk is the next main story boss fight. He is tanky, but also a bit on the slow side. R1 spam works okayish, as sometimes you mini stagger him, but overall he tanks most of it away, so you have to react to him. Jump or dodge his red attacks and parry as much as you can to beat him. Thankfully he only has one phase. After beating the first Guardian Ape, a second one unlocks. He has 2 phases and the first one is the same as before. In the second phase his wife joins the fight, making it a lot harder. She doesn't have a lot of health but hits decently well, and 2 bodies in a fight is always annoying. R1 spam works well against the wife, but having the time to focus her is the hard part. I tried my best to get rid of her first, and after I got her down, it's just another Guardian Ape boss fight. Lone Shadow Masanaga, the Spear Bearer, is another Lone Shadow boss fight, which means he is fast, agile, has combo attacks and does good damage. R1 spam works great against him, as you can cancel some attacks and mini stagger him from time to time. If he parries your attack, his counter is often easy to parry for more damage. The best way to deal with him is to never give him time to breathe and keep the pressure on until he is down. Lone Shadow Vilehand has another Lone Shadow dude in the corner of the room, so start off by killing him. Now he is just another Lone Shadow boss fight. I won his phase over and over again, as it works great against these types of bosses. He is basically the same fight as the one we just saw, only with a better boss arena. Some R1 spam here, some parries there, and he should be easy prey. Great Shinobi Owl is the next main story boss fight, and a pretty tough one. He uses some tricks like shuriken, gunpowder he explodes, and throws out a charm, which is a anti-heal if it hits you. He is pretty fast for his size and does a lot of damage if he connects with you. R1 spam works okayish, as you can mini stagger him, but sometimes he has hyper armor and you need to learn his parry timings. He blocks a lot of your R1s and his parry counter can be hard to deal with. In the second phase, he starts using a smoke bomb as distraction. I just move away from him whenever he does it. Overall, you need to parry a lot of his attacks if you want to bring him down. Good, but also hard fight. True Corrupted Monk is another main story boss fight and has 3 phases which are all different from each other, making him an amazing 3-phase boss fight in my opinion. R1 spam isn't that good against him as he is big and tanky, so R1 doesn't really cancel his attacks. Learning his moveset and parrying as much as possible is the way to go here. In the second phase, he summons black shadows of himself, so you just have to run away with the help of the grappling hook until it's over. In the third phase, he adds new moves you have to deal with. He hits like a truck, but his posture bar can be filled decently fast. Dodge or jump his red attacks, parry as much as possible, and he should fall. Headless are special boss fights who inflict the terror status with attacks, and you need a divine confetti item to damage them. R1 spam doesn't cancel his attacks, you need to parry him so the terror status doesn't build up and kills you. Pretty annoying boss to deal with. Chi-Chi-Man Warrior is another special boss fight who inflicts terror status with his attacks, and divine confetti is needed for him. He is a caster who can teleport around, making him even more annoying than the Headless. Thankfully, R1 works great when you have a little time to spam it. Hirada Estate has a second phase with 3 new boss fights. Lone Shadow Masanaga, the spear bearer, can be fought here again. He is literally the same fight as before, only now he can summon dogs to fight for him if you allow him to. Best way to prevent it is by putting on the pressure with R1 spam. Sadly, I failed and had to deal with some dogs, which made it really annoying. In the end, I logged in and beat him with great R1 spam gameplay. Josu the Drunkard is the second Hirada Estate Phase 2 boss. He again has guards around him you have to deal with first. I tried my best running around and dealing with the small fry. Josu did not change and has the same moveset as before, just more damage and health. Deal with him the same way as before, dodge his red attacks, parry if needed, and spam R1 as much as possible and he will die. The third Hirada Estate Phase 2 boss will be later in this video. Sakura Bull of the Palace is the same boss fight as the Blazing Bull from before. Just as annoying with his constant running around like a maniac. Try to stick to him and spam R1. Parry his head swipe if possible and don't get hit with the charge attack. Okami leader Chizu is a kinda gimmicky boss. Lightning reverse him once and R1 spam until he is dead. Divine Dragon is the next main story boss fight. It's more of a gimmick boss, but a cool looking one. In the first phase, spam R1 on these tiny dragons until it's over. The second phase is the Divine Dragon himself. You can't R1 spam him, as the whole fight is dodge his attacks and use the lightning trees to hurt him. Not very hard, but really cinematic fight. Using a lightning reverse and the death blow is a R1 attack, so technically we R1 him to death. Ashina Elite Ujinari Misu is an enhanced version of the Ashina Elite from before with red eyes. It's literally the same fight, so we can't spam R1 as he hyper armors his double slash. The only way to win here is to parry it until he's down. Using a stealth sugar for the opening kill. 7 Ashina Spears Shume Masaji Oniwa is the enhanced version of the 7 Ashina Spears. Pretty much the same fight with the same moveset as before. He does insane damage, but R1 spam can put him into a loop with easy parry counters. If this doesn't work, try and parry or dodge his red attacks and punish him whenever possible. Pretty tough fight. Shigekichi of the Red Guard can be deathblowed before the fight starts. He is basically Josu 4 with fire. Same fight as before, dodge or jump his red attacks, parry when needed, and otherwise spam R1 until he is down. Demon of Hatred is an optional super boss with 3 progressively getting harder phases. After fighting him for an hour before beating him, I can say he's one of my favorite fights in the game. He is big and slow, but hits hard, so staying close to him and spamming R1 works great. He has some unique moves you can counter with the grappling hook. His charge attack is best countered by jumping over it. If you manage to avoid most of his attacks and spam enough R1s, it should be over for him. Absolutely S tier boss fight. The third boss of Irada's state in Phase 2 is Owl Father, an enhanced version of the already difficult fight from Ashina Castle. R1 spam works okayish, as sometimes you can cancel attacks, but most of your R1s he will block. You need to learn his moveset well, because parrying or dodging most attacks is important. In Phase 2, a blue owl joins the fight, which he can use to teleport and sneak attack or for a red attack against you. Phase 2 isn't that much different from Phase 1. And after some well-timed parries and R1s, he should go down. Genichiro Way of Tomo is next and a absolute pushover. Same moveset as in Ashina Castle, so just spam R1 and laugh in his face of how weak he is until he's dead. Ishin of the Sword Saint is the last main story boss fight, and what a fight it is. Technically a 4-phase fight if you count Genichiro, as you have to always beat him first. For me, he was by far the hardest fight in Sekiro. Phase 2 is actually not that bad, but Phase 3 and 4 he starts using a spear and it becomes insanely difficult. He is fast, has hyper armor, long combos, insane range, a gun for range attacks, input reading when you drink, and annoying follow-ups. R1 spam doesn't really work well, and sadly you need to learn his moveset and how to counter it. His parry timings can be hard to learn. In the end, I just wanted it to be over, so I tried to bait certain attacks for a easy punish. Overall, R1 spam in Sekiro works pretty well. There are some enemies and bosses which it doesn't work at all against and you need to learn the moveset. But the majority of fights it works great. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and bye bye.